Welcome guys. So in today's video I will be showing you how to create amazing resume, right? Like something like this. So this is what we are going to create today. So this is what we are going to create today. So I'm just going to show you how to create this. Then you can browse online and see a lot of things. So all these things are just made up of they're just made up of shapes and line. So they are just shapes and line. So let's go. Let's start creating it. So first of all, I will add another page like I always do. Then I'll go to view and change it to multiple page. So now I'll come here, right? Then go to insert. I want to insert the picture of the resume that I want to do. So it's in my document. So this is what I want to create. Now just click on OK. So I'll wrap it in front. So I have this here. Then I will resize it. So let's start creating this. So let's start creating. The first thing is to draw this shape right here. And if you look at the shape video that you watched earlier, you see you'll know how to do it. It's just to curve the rectangle. So let's pick our shape. Let's pick a rectangular shape right here. Then let's draw a rectangular shape. I don't know why the shape is not working. So let's pick it again. Now let's draw a rectangular shape. Now it's working. Okay, so draw a rectangular shape here. So let's raise it up. So our aim is to make it curve. So if you remember, if I go to this edit shape, then I can go to edit point, or I will right click and say edit point. So first of all, I'll raise this point up to this point. Let's rank Ctrl Z. So I'll raise it up a little bit. Ctrl Z. Let me bring it down to this point. So let's right click edit point and raise this point up, right? So our aim is to have a little bit of curve right up here, and also to raise this point up. To raise this point up like this and bring, let's raise this place up a little bit to this place, right? So we have this cup. So what I can do right now, I can go to shape format, then our shape fill, and just choose a fill that looks like this. Let's go with this, right? No outline, we remove the outline, right? Then another thing is just to duplicate, Ctrl D. So this one behind it, this one down here. So now after duplicating it, we have to select this one. I'll come here and make the color a little bit dark. It's too dark, I think it's too dark. So let's go with this one. I'm not so good with color, so let me go to more color and let me see if I can get this color. Is that the color? This is like purple. I'll just choose any color. So I'll come here and make it a little bit deep like this. So this is fine. Then I will raise let me raise this up. Let me drag it to this point, and let me bring it down a little bit. Bring it down a little bit. Then right here, come and let me still drag this back a little bit like this. So right now I'll put this one on it. have something that looks like this. Then I'll bring this one right here, and I'll just drag this one back a little bit. So right click, edit point, and bring this point down a little bit, and bring it down a little bit. Then I will resize this. So let me still raise it up a little bit. Control Z. Let me just raise it up a little bit. Okay, I think it's fine now. So the next thing is to add the image. So let me insert an image picture from my device. So I'm going to use my image. I will insert the image. So I'm going to resize this image and wrap it in front, right? So I'm going to resize this. So I'll come to crop, then I'll say crop the shape. So I want it to be in circular shape, so I'll choose my circle. This is over, so I'll just choose it. So it's going to crop it for me to that point. Then I'll reduce it and put it right here. So let me still reduce it and put it right here. So right now, so the next thing is just write name and surname and job opportunity. So I'll just come here, insert. I will take a text box. I'll take a text box. I want to draw a text box. So I will just draw a text box right up here. So I'll come to shape format, shape fill. I don't want it to have any fill. Shape outline. I don't want it to have any outline. So I'll just type in all in caps, name and surname. So I will increase the size. I will go to home and increase the size. I think it's too big. Then I'll change it to Nigeria. I will just drag it down a little bit, then move it up. So let me still increase this one down here. Let me drag it a little bit down. And let me do the same to this one. Drag it down. So let me bring it a little bit down so that I'll have more space. Let me raise this up. So the next one is just to write job position. So I'm going to duplicate this and bring it down right here. Then I will delete everything and say job position. Job position. After that, I will highlight and reduce the size. Then change the font to area, something like this. Let me see Calibri. So this is fine. I'm going to resize this and put it right here, job position. So let me still increase this a little bit. Now move it closer. So that is name. So you can just type in your name there instead of name and surname, and type your job and position. So that is that about the top. So it remains this, right, this side. So what I'll just do is to duplicate this, Ctrl D, and I will rotate it. After rotating it, I'll go to shape format. Then I want to rotate it. I'll flip it vertical. So if I want it to face the right side, I'm going to say flip horizontal. But now I want that up to be down. I'll flip it vertical and bring it right here. Then I will drag this up, change the color. I'll change the color to something light like this, probably this. So I'll just go with this, then I will send it backward. So I'll say send to the back. So now I have that. I can drag it out. So let me move this back a little bit, then I will drag it out to have this. So let me still move it out a little bit, then I will drag this one back again. Then after that is to duplicate so that I'll have the one inside. So I'll have the one inside, right? I'll just duplicate, Ctrl D, Ctrl D, make this one darker. So I'll choose this. I can have something that looks like this. So I want to make this one darker, while this one make it a little bit light. I'll just go with this. Now send backward, send backward, send backward, send backward, send backward. Yes, this is fine, right? It's fine. So now the next thing is to draw this one, draw this one, and draw this one. So let's go to our rectangle. Let's get our shape. If I go to our shape, let's pick rounded edge rectangle. This rectangle, rounded corner. So I'm going to pick it. I'll just draw it. Just draw it. Give it a color. Give it this color. This color, right? And duplicate. Ctrl D. Let's remove the outline to no outline. Then Ctrl D to duplicate. And now let me reduce the size. It's not this big, so I'm going to reduce the size a little bit, right? So this is nice. So this one I'll delete this one and duplicate this one. Ctrl D to duplicate it. Then I'll bring it down here. Then I'll come here and give it a dark color. Then instead of this, I'll say send to the back. So this one at the top, I will send it backwards and until it goes to the back. Now let me just make this one go up a little bit to be like this. Yes. So I can come here now and write profile. So I'll come here and write profile. So I have this. So what I'll just do is to duplicate, Ctrl D, then bring it down to this place and change the text here and just write profile. Then I will reduce the size to, let me keep on reducing the size and reduce this and put it right here. I just put it right here. So let me still drag this one here and increase. So I will change the fill color. So like if I can use text fill and give it like this color, right? The same thing with this. I highlight it. You can use text fill also to give it the same color. The same thing with this. You can come here now and come to home. Then I'll come here and say fill color should be this, still the same thing. So now after having your profile, you need a line, right? A straight line. So let's go to insert, shape. I'll pick a line. right? So I'll just draw a straight line. We call it connector. Just draw connector. Then I'll come here to shape outline and give it this color. Let me see this color. Then I'll come here and increase the width a little bit to something, let me see, 1.5. Let me go to width, let me see 1.5. Then we'll come here and send to the back. So these are the back. I have this, right? We are getting there. So now I'll just pick my text box and write lorem right here. So let me pick my text box. I'll come here to insert. I'll pick my text box. So I'll just draw a text box right here, right here, right here. Then I will remove the shape fill to no fill, shape outline to no outline. Now say equals to lorem, open bracket, let me get 10, then I'll close the bracket and press enter. So it's going to fill it up with the text for me. So let me raise this up a little bit. If I click on this line, I will raise it up a little bit. So that is that about that. The next thing is just to duplicate this, not the text, the shape. Just to duplicate the shape, this shape, Ctrl D, and bring it down right here. Then the next one here, this one. The best way to do it is if you go to this select, open your selection pane. Now I need a rectangle. Let me see if it's this, right? So I'll Ctrl G, then I'll have it right here. Let's raise it up, and I'll go to shape format. I'll say click on this drop down and send to the back. This one, I'll click on this one, so which is this, get this at the top and send backward. You can see it's coming down to this place. Now I have it. Okay, so let me raise this one up a little bit. This one, let's raise it up a little bit. So let's just select it, move it to this point. Let's see how it looks. So what I'll just do is to click on this straight connector, Ctrl D to duplicate it and bring it down. Bring it down and bring it to this edge. So if I hold down my shift and press right arrow, so it's going to increase the size. Then this one I'm going to drag it down to this point, right, I have it. So this I'll just pick it, Ctrl D, just duplicate it, Ctrl D, then I'll bring it down, Ctrl Z. So let me see, this is it. So I'll bring it down right here, and reduce the size, like this. Then this profile, I will Ctrl D, I will select this, the line, Ctrl D, and bring it down to this point. So what I'll do now is to change this to education. It's to education. So I'll just bring it down a little bit, bring it to this point. The last one is to give the experience. So you can see we are making progress, right? You can write whatever you want to write. If you want to put it like this, master, all this, if you want to put it is something, you can just type it there yourself. So we are making progress, right? So the next one is to select this one, Ctrl D to duplicate, and bring it down to this point, So I will drag it down. So the next one is to Ctrl D and Ctrl Z. Let's bring it down here. So I'll drag it down from here to this point. So let me see this one, this one, this one. So I will select and Ctrl D, then I'll have it on this one. So I'm trying to arrange it. Then I will drag it down to this point. No. Raise it up a little bit above this one, and this one down here. This one I'll just shift it back a little bit. Let's see the way it looks. Let's still shift it back a little bit. Let's see how it looks. Okay, now what I need to do is just to write experience. So I'll just duplicate this, Ctrl D, and bring it down here. Then I'll change it to experience. Then move it out a little bit. So let me select this one, and move it out, and this one, and move it out. So you can see how it's created, right? So let's still move it out. You can now see. Now the next one is to Ctrl D this one, duplicate it, and just put your text, whatever text that you want to use. So that is what you just put there. So we are almost done. With what we are doing. As you can see right now, you can see it looks more alike. So we have this straight line connector that we still need to move. So let's pick connector, straight line connector, Ctrl D, and to pick this you have to be very careful and drag it down to this point. So let me delete this one. I want to use this one, and I'll just Ctrl D. Let me make sure that it's arranged properly, and I'll bring it down here. So I'll bring it down here. Then I'll go to shape format and say right here, send to the back. So as you can see, we are almost done. So it remains find me and contact. So that is what remains. It remains find me and contact. So let's select this one. So let's just select one of these. The shape. So I will Ctrl G to have this right here and bring it right here and reduce it. So I will increase this, so to make sure that it is okay. So now we have to edit this point to make sure that it's rhyme with this. So I will right click. So let me zoom in on this one so that I can see it very well. So now I will right click, edit point. Now I want to change this point back to the way it was. So I'll come here and drag this one back to normal. So I don't know why it's not picking this one. So let me right click, edit point. I'll pick this one and make it straight. So now I'll drag it down, make it straight. So now I'll need to take this place in a little bit to this place, and this one in. So I'll click on this one, right click, then say delete point. So I'll come here and say straight point. Now I'll Ctrl Z. I don't want it to raise up a little bit, I'll just change it to a straight line like this. So let me drag it back a little bit and drag this one forward. So I'm going to move this one front. Then after that, I'll just move it closer to this point to make sure that I'm getting the right shape. Now the next thing is to edit the point, drag this one back a little bit, also drag this one back a little bit. Then I'll bring this one out like this. So let's move it closer to get the perfect shape. So that is how that one is done. So now let's resize it a little, let's resize it back. Then now they put contacts, right? Find me, or what they put there. So let's see, let's go back to the view and change it to multiple pages. So now that we have this, what I'll do right is to take this profile, Ctrl D, sorry, so I'll make sure that I click on this line, Ctrl D. Now come here and put and change it to contacts. So I'm going to reduce the size. So make sure that it fits in here. So let me see if I can increase this one. So we have our rounded rectangle here. I'm just going to increase it a little bit, right, and choose this one and bring it out a little bit. That's a little bit backward. So I'm going to resize it a little bit lower. So I have contacts. So I'll select here and bring it down. So the next one is to pick the straight connector. So I'll pick my straight connector, Ctrl D again, and bring it down here. To have this, so move here to have it here, and I want to send it to the back, and this one. So I have this one. The next one is to put the find me. So I'll come and select this one, Ctrl G, then I'll bring it right here to this place where they write find me. I'll still bring it down a little bit. So I'll just resize this one and still bring it back a little bit. So let me move this one, right click me, let me zoom in, I'll edit point, and bring this one out here a little bit, then bring this one out back a little bit, and just shift it in. So now, instead of contact us, you just pick this one, Ctrl G, duplicate, and change it to find. Then this straight line connector, where is it? This straight line connection, Ctrl G, I'll bring it down to this point. Then I'll bring it down. So let's change it back to multiple page. So now, instead of contact, we change it to find me. So now you can put your logo here. I don't have the logo. You can put whatever thing that you want to put here using textbook. So I'll just take this one, Lorem, Ctrl G, then I'll bring it right here, reduce the size of everything. Just to reduce it. And to reduce this one. So then I'll write everything. Increase it. Then come here and change the font to white. So then I will duplicate this one, Ctrl D, and bring it down here. I'll bring it down here. So you can see how I've been able to create this resume now. So this is how to create a resume in Microsoft Word. You can play around. All the resume that you see, they are either made of shape and every other thing. So in our next class, we are going to talk about how to create a form. So I'll see you in the next class.